Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I decided that I was going to sit down and show you step by step how I do a cut crease. This is the look that I came up with. If you want to see exactly how I did this and hopefully learn a little something, then just keep on watching. Okay, let's get started. I thought I would try out some of these shades from this e.l.f. palette that I just received today in my influencer box. So this is the Rose Gold Sunset palette, and basically if you want to do a basic cut crease, I'd say you need 3 shades. You need a really light shade, maybe something like this one that you can use as a transition. And then you want to go for something a little bit darker, like maybe 2-3 shades darker to add some depth. And then if you want it to be really deep and dark in the deepest part of the crease, then you can go for one more even deeper shade. So 3 shades is a good amount. You can go crazy and go for more if you want, but for a basic cut crease, I'd say 3 shades is a good place to start. Tools that you might need, I'd say it would be good to have a nice crease-sized blending brush, like more of a medium-sized blending brush. This is a Smith 230 brush. A really small blending brush if possible. This is the Morphe M562. It's not super dense, so it's really awesome for blending out a shade but not blending it out too far. And then lastly, a small little pencil brush so that you can really get in there and apply the deepest shades right in close to the crease. Those are like the 3 main brushes that are going to be really helpful. So to start off, I'm going to go in with my crease size blending brush, which is a little bit dirty, but I'm just going to clean it off right now. Okay, I'm going to start off by picking up this transition shade here, and I'm just going to apply that basically along like the bone here. If you feel your eye, you can feel the outline of like this bone and like where your socket is. So I'm going to apply it in that area, which basically goes like this, and then it dips down on the outer corner and goes out because it kind of goes around this bone here. And so that's the shape that I'm going to follow when I'm applying the transition shade. But since this shade is so light and it's mostly just there to help you blend out other shades, it's not going to be too big of a deal, like the shape of it. But try and keep it in that general area, you know? And it's okay if you go onto your lid and stuff. You're going to cut the crease later, and that's going to cover up any mistakes or bringing the shadow too low, so don't worry about that. So next, what I'm going to do is find a deeper shade, and I actually think I'm gonna use this shade from the same palette. I'm just going to use this pencil brush, and I'm gonna dip into this shade. And this brush is small, so you can take it kind of like a pencil almost and just draw in your crease shapes. You're gonna follow that same line that I talked about earlier, that's like your socket right underneath the bone. And you're gonna focus this color there. I think a common mistake with cut creases is people don't know where exactly on their eye they should be doing it, and it is kind of confusing because you think crease, and like my crease when I look down is right here, but when I'm doing an actual cut crease look, I'm doing the crease above it, like way up here. And the reason why you shouldn't do it in your actual crease necessarily, depends on your eye shape, but necessarily is because if it's actually in your actual crease, you're not really gonna see what you did, because when you open your eye, it's gonna like fold into your crease and hide there. So you want to follow above your crease, more of the socket, like I've been saying, than the actual like crease in your eyelid. So when I'm going to the outer corner, I'm just kind of winging it out like I would, the same kind of direction that I would do a winged liner. Once I have that shade down, I'm going to take the smaller blending brush and just go in with the transition shade again and then just use this to blend out the edge of that second shade that I put down. And I'm not going to focus on blending downwards. Honestly, the underneath, what it looks like underneath does not matter because we're going to cover it up with concealer and it'll be fine. So just worry about blending this upper area here. Sometimes when blending, you're going to lose a bit of the pigmentation, so you're going to have to go back in and pick up some more product and then just deepen it up again. If you're happy with how it's looking at this point, you could even stop here and cut the crease from here. Like, you don't have to use 3 shades, but that's kind of like the general idea of what I like to use when I'm doing them, because I like it to be really deep right in along the crease. So for that, you can go back in with this same pencil brush if it's all you have, but I really want to really get in there with the deep shade, so I'm going to take an even smaller pencil brush, and then I'm going to pick up this last shade. This part can be hard because if you're still practicing, you don't really know exactly where you're going to put the concealer, so you don't really know exactly where to put this shade, because if you do it too low, you might just cover it all up. So it does take practice to kind of learn how you should do it. You gotta practice. It doesn't matter how many videos you watch, you have to practice to get better. So yeah. I'm gonna take this deepest shade and just focus it right here. I'm gonna go in with my pencil brush and mix. I'm gonna mix the last 2 shades together so it's not as dark. And then I'm going to be very careful and blend that edge out with this pencil brush, because I don't want this one to be blended too high up, so you have to be a little bit careful. Gonna go back in with this largest blending brush in the transition shade and just go over everything. That's what we're left with for now. I'm gonna go ahead and stop here and go in and cut my crease with concealer now, and then we can do any touch-ups after if we feel like it needs a little something, you know? Okay, I'm gonna use Glamoflauge by Hard Candy. So you wanna find something that is very high coverage, but you want to be very minimal with it, because if you just glob on the concealer, it's really going to settle into your creases, and then you're going to have a creasy eyelid and it's not going to be cute. So try to use minimal amount of product, but a high coverage product, so that like a little bit goes a long way. I'm going to load up this little tiny brush with the concealer. Not load up. We're gonna wipe it in there, you know, like just get a little bit on the brush. And my tip for figuring out where to cut your crease is to just pat the concealer over your lid like that, and then look up, like all the way up, and then when you look forward again, you'll see where that concealer transferred onto your crease. So you can see that I have a little bit right up here, and that is basically exactly the spot that you want to cut your crease, because if you go any lower than that, it's going to transfer all over this area anyway. So it gives you a good guideline of where to do the crease. I personally like to use small detail brushes so that I can get a really crisp line. And then right when I'm done applying the concealer, I'm going to go in with a like dome shaped kind of brush like this, and I just like to pat it in. So I'm just going to take a little bit of my translucent powder and just pat it over top for now. Just to set it in place. If you have any spots where you messed up, you can go back in with your little tiny brush, whatever you have, and pick up the shade, the darkest shade, and then you can just go in and redraw in that area and basically cover up the concealer. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side up to this point, and then I'll be right back. And I think I've decided that I'm just gonna go really plain and simple for the lid so that we can just kind of showcase our beautiful cut crease that we've done. Is going with the highlighter that I use, which is the Amrezy one, on a flat brush, and I'm just gonna put a little bit of that on my lid just to give us a little bit of shine. And then I'm gonna go in and do a winged liner. All right, I think we got it. Okay, I'm also gonna go in with this same pencil brush and go in with the second darkest shade here and just do that on my lower lash line just to give us a little bit of depth down there. A little bit of a pencil eyeliner too to my waterline. For lashes today, I'm going to use Glam Cosmetics lashes in the style Belle. Okay, time for a lip. For lip liner, I'm going to use Soar by MAC. Okay, so that's pretty much it for this video. I hope that maybe you learned some helpful tips that will help you improve your cut crease skills. And with some practice, you can become a professional at it. You gotta practice, girl. You gotta sit down and force yourself to practice if you wanna get better, because that's how it works. Practice makes perfect. Thank you so much for watching. Like this video if you liked it, and I will hopefully see you in another video soon.
Yeah.